Ah yes, the dogs of Legos Island. Here we have Cutie, Justin, Steven, and Icy. Alongside Lapis, Valentine. Okay, look, he's gone for some reason. But we also have Aquamarine, Cool Get 33, Splash, River, and lastly but not least, oh, he's gone too! But it's also Rover, by the way, who's in the black tent, even though he's nowhere to be found, alongside Lucky. But I'll respond them at a later time. Until then, so you guys already know where Lapis, Valentine, Lucky, Aquamarine, Cool Get 33, Splash, River, and Rover came from. However, you don't know where Cutie, Justin, Steven, and Icy came from. And that's why in this week's Saturday Stories, finally, after 5 long months of delaying this topic, yes, this was meant to be coming out in May. My bad. I first off want to apologize for not getting this video out a lot sooner than it was meant to. It was meant to be done during the free Operation event of May. And I believe it was like May 8th or something. And I think I was meant to do this. Oh well! But the point is, it's finally here now. So with that being said, let's get into it. This is also episode 87 of Saturday Stories. Just thought I'd mention. Even though you already can see that is the title. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Now just to make myself clear, the following dogs known as Valentine, Lucky, Aquamarine, Cool Get 33, Splash, River, and Rover all came from Legos Island itself in past episodes, revolving around specific events. However, Lapis is a completely different story. I already explained it in the 5th anniversary episode of Zoids Lab in the Zoids Lab 2 playlist. And you know what? Let me just pull up the clip just so you can actually hear what it is. Even though I could explain it here myself, I'll just pull up the clip instead.
Yes, as you can clearly see, right here, we have Lapis from Legos Island. You're probably wondering, why is Lapis here? Well, guys, I have to announce a little fun fact about this. Did you know that Lapis here originated from Zoids Lab? That's right. Before he came to me years ago, he used to only be a part of Zoids Lab, and that's actually where he was introduced. Sometime, I believe, in 2015. Probably still during the first Zoids Lab, I think is when he was, like, introduced and stuff. So, to have him here again over 5 years later is pretty nuts. The last time we saw him here at Zoids Lab was the first anniversary party 4 years ago in 2016, which is pretty nuts to believe. Now, unfortunately, when we do go to Zoids Lab 3, his name will not be highlighted the way you see it. It will only go back to the original white text that you guys are used to. But it is cool just to see him there. So yeah, Lapis actually did originate from Zoids Lab before joining forces with me. So, yeah, that's a little fun fact.
There's your proof! Now as for the other 4 dogs, you have no clue where they came from. Oh, and we are about to go back, way far back in time, to around, I want to say, 6 years ago in 2015. Yeah, we're going really that far back. I'm not even joking. Unfortunately, I don't have the original worlds that I found them in originally. So, how are we going to get this to work? I guess I could try and recreate. The only ones I'm going to be able to recreate 100% include Steven and Icy's, because they were both found in the exact same world. So, yeah. Anyway, let's finally do this. Alright, so first off, for Cutie here, we go back way far back. All of these are going back to 2015, respectively. So first off, as for Cutie. I don't have the original world I found him in, so I'm just going to talk about him here. And actually, I will have to do that for both Cutie and Justin, as the world I got them both in doesn't exist anymore. I know I could just make a new world that looks exactly like that, but I'm honestly probably never going to do that. Plus, I have the Creations world to recreate them in anyway, in the near future, if I'm actually up to it. But the point is, as for Cutie, we got a little bit of a backstory on this guy. Let's just say that Cutie here wasn't originally mine. Yeah, very similarly to Lapis, where he originated in Zor's lab, Cutie here wasn't again my dog. It was originally Enpro's. That's right. Cutie here, the one who's literally right next to me, this guy, was originally Enpro's dog. Of course, the color was obviously red, which is why it's always red. Always to this day, so if you're wondering why it was red. I'll also obviously explain why all the colors are the colors that they are today. Icy's is already easily explainable because the name, although I could have done white, but honestly, I thought blue was better. But again, we'll get to Steven and Icy and Justin all later. But Cutie here was not originally my dog. It was originally Enpro's dog. Now, you're probably all wondering, if it was Enpro's dog, how in the absolute heck did he become mine? Simply put, Enpro's just kind of abandoned this guy after a long time. So, yeah. That's kind of it. Basically, Enpro's just randomly abandoned Cutie after a long time. Oh yeah, I have no clue why he named him Cutie, by the way. Who the frick knows? So I don't even know the answer to that. But I do know the answer of why I named the other, thankfully. So, yeah. Anyway. So I don't know why it was named Cutie. Enpro's, I think, doesn't even remember the answer to that reason. So, well, rip on that. So, basically, yes. The reason how I got Cutie was actually because I clearly just, Enpro's just literally just abandoned him. I'm not even joking. That's kind of literally what happened. And then I pretty much just took him from there. Brought him over to my world and just kept him after that point. Which is why he's still here today. So, yeah. That's a little fun story. So, there are two dogs here that weren't originated here or by me. That includes Lapis and Cutie. The rest of them, however, were owned by me. On to the next one, which is Justin. First off, I will explain why he has a green collar. And speaking of which, actually, for the rest of these. Mainly, I'm pretty sure you guys would have probably been able to clearly tell why I already have all of these collars. The colors they are. That's obviously to make up for the four main colors we are all familiar with. Obviously including red, green, yellow, and blue. You know, the four natural colors we are all familiar with. That's why all their collars are just made that way. It's mainly made that way on purpose, but Icy has an even better excuse for why it's blue instead of white, which I came up with that idea respectively. Anyway, on to Justin. Why did Justin become a thing? And also, why is it named that? Simply, I don't know. Just thought of a random name. And I thought Justin sounded cool. So there you go. Anyway, Justin here was discovered in the exact same world that I found Cutie in. Actually, sorry, my mistake. He was founded in a world that obviously does not exist anymore and might potentially be recreated in the Creations world maybe sometime next year because I already have the rest of this year planned for Creations. and it has nothing to do with that. Anyway, back to the point. Basically, I used to have a really cool world back on my really old computer. I'm talking about the one before my first ever laptop. Like, my really old desktop computer that had, like, the original Zoids Lab. Yep, the computer that had the original Zoids Lab world on it. Yeah. I had a world on that computer, and I basically just randomly found a dog in that world. And again, I tried to think of a random name after taming it, and I again thought Justin sounded cool as a name. Funny thing is, speaking of this world that doesn't exist anymore, let me tell you a little fun fact about it. Oh, boy, this is really revealing a lot. Are we ready? Here we go. So, basically, this one world that I kind of wanted to explain is kind of one of the main reasons Zoids Lab exists. And, oh boy, this is going back really far. I'm just trying to picture it in my mind. Trying to remember what the heck it was. Okay, I think I got it. So basically, I think I used to have a lab of my own. Back on my desktop computer, the one I had prior to 2015 with that original laptop, which I still have to this day. But in September 2015, that computer broke down, which means I lost all the worlds, including the original Zoids Lab world. But anyway, I think I used to have a lab of my own, if I remember correctly. It didn't last that long because, of course, it was on my old PC. And I randomly found a dog in that world after creating the place. And just, again, named it Justin. And, of course, put a green collar on him because since Cutie already had a red collar, why not just make it green? For no reason. And there you go. That kind of explains why Justin exists. Mainly, he is an alternative to Cutie. For no reason. So I don't know if they relate or not. Alright, on to the third dog we have here. Now, what's funny about these last two, they both were found in the exact same world as each other. Alright, now, to make this more fun for myself, we are going to head to a semi-recreated world of mine, the snowy/icy dimension, since it is the closest thing I can get to where they were originally found. Yep. So, yeah, this is basically the closest I can get to where I originally found them. Of course, it isn't the original world, since mainly all these dogs were found on my old desktop computer, where my original lab world exists, and where the original Zoids Lab exists. Anyway. I guess I'll just tell you it by randomly spawning them. But mainly, it's pretty much about this. So basically, here's the story about Steven and Icy. Well, Icy would have been pretty obvious to find in this world, or just at least a snow world overall. Basically, I decided to just create a snowy world for no reason back in the day in 2015, and I stumbled upon these two. These two dogs right here, where basically I just randomly found them out of literally nowhere in the world. So what I decided to do was spawn them, or at least just find them somewhere in the snowy world. And of course, it eventually became true because I eventually did find these two, named Steven and Icy, and I'll explain why it was named Steven. Icy already is way too obvious because of the fact that, well, obviously I found the second dog in, of course, the ice world. Well, both of these were found in the exact same world as each other. The thing truly is, though, I'll explain why I came up with Steven in a second, but mainly what I did was I originally found these two dogs in this very world, or, well, not this very world, of course, the old snowy world I found them in originally. So, I came up with the name Steven because, again, I was trying to think of a random name for no reason. And, of course, the other one, Icy, should be way too obvious considering, again, I found the second dog, of course, in the snowy, icy world, which is seriously cool. So, of course, I named them Steven and Icy. Well, of course, Icy is, again, way too obvious because of the snowy theme. And then Steven, again, a random name, but it's seriously cool. The fact is, these two have also been with me ever since that point and have never left me since. Speaking of which, I actually have some footage of both Cutie and Justin being in one of N-Pro's worlds. Here's some footage. You're gonna love this. Alright, so this is footage taken by N-Pros. Yes, back in the day. Yeah, that was his username back in the day before changing it to N-Pros. Oh yeah, right! The dome did exist! Right! Okay, I'm only just rewatching this footage back again after many years, so I kind of forgot what this looked like. But I only just remembered the footage now. So that's why I see it. So basically, Cutie and Justin do show up in this video. So, yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know why I named it like that back in the day. Actually, it goes back to one of my even older worlds from my older PC. So, yeah, a lot of this stuff does go back pretty far. But here's the thing. See? Told you. Cutie and Justin do indeed show up in this very piece of footage. You can tell their colors obviously look different colors due to the theme of the island I had in one of his worlds. Of course, this world does not exist anymore. Obviously, because we don't have our old PCs anymore. Or at least our old laptops anymore. Except for me. But this was one of his worlds, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, there you go. Steven and Justin, Cutie and Justin do show up in this video right here. So there you go. That's how I found all these guys. So of course, obviously, they did not originate on Lego's Island. They actually originated from plenty of different worlds throughout my years of playing Minecraft. Mainly only 1 year, which was 2015, which was, I think, my second year of playing on Minecraft on PC. Of course, I played it many times before. But the point is, I think 2015 had to be one of my most active years in Minecraft where I created so much new stuff. So with that being said, that was pretty cool. Oh, okay. No wonder I couldn't get out of here. But the point is, thank you guys so much for watching this Saturday story. Tune into next week on Saturday, October 23rd. I still want to apologize that it took me forever to do this topic. I don't know what I'm going to be doing next week, but I'll think about it. It'll definitely be a good one, I'm sure. And yes, I'm back to making these officially weekly as of last week. We're back for good. So with that being said, I'll see you guys next week. I'll also see you tomorrow for the Sunny Vlog, Backyard Videos, and Lego's Island. Goodbye, guys. Oh, wait, I forgot to mention, there's Midnight Fun tonight, by the way. And tomorrow night, too. So, that's pretty cool. Alright, see you guys next time. Goodbye.